All right, you guys, in today's video, we're just going to be going over the release notes of Full Self-Driving's version 14.2.1. There's a lot to talk about here, and we're going to go ahead and get into those release notes. So let's do that now. All right, you guys, so as you can see here, there's a few things to go over. There's the release notes for Full Self-Driving itself. There's arrival options, speed profiles, UI improvements, brake confirm, and then some FSD supervised notes. So let's go ahead and get into this. There might be a little glare on the screen, but hopefully you guys can see this stuff okay. But the first thing it talks about here is that 14.2.1 includes upgraded the neural network vision encoder, leveraging higher resolution features to further improve scenarios like handling emergency vehicles, obstacles on the road, and human gestures. Added arrival options for you to select where FSD should park: in a parking lot, on the street, in a driveway, in a parking garage, or at a curbside. Now, this is huge for me. I am going to be testing this extensively because I actually have a 3-car driveway, carport. I don't have a garage. And so I'll be testing. There's also 4 cars in my home. There's 2 other Teslas and a Prius. And so I'm going to be testing these features because I want to see if the car's going to be able to, park in the appropriate spot based on the parking of the other cars. So that one is huge for me. We're gonna be making some videos on that, and let's get into the rest of these notes here. So it says it also added handling to pull over or yield for emergency vehicles, whether this be police cars, fire trucks, or ambulances. So that'll be interesting to kind of test out as well. It also says it added navigation and routing into the vision-based neural network for real-time handling of blocked roads and detours. Added additional speed profile to further customize driving style preferences. It improved handling for static and dynamic gates. Improved offsetting for road debris, tires, tree branches, and boxes. And I noticed here a couple of days ago, even prior to this update, I noticed that the car actually avoided a pothole on a road. So I wonder if that's a part of that as well. It also says that it improved handling of several scenarios, including unprotected turns, lane changes, vehicle cut-ins, and school buses. It improved FSD's ability to manage system faults and recover smoothly from degraded operation for enhanced reliability. It also added alerting for residual buildup on interior windshields that may be impacted from camera visibility. If affected, visit service for cleaning. I've been getting some notifications on this. Oops, let me just scroll up here or move the camera down so you can actually see what I'm reading here. Let me just pan it down just a smidget more so you can see. Okay. So the residual buildup thing is something I'm getting notifications for in this car, in my Model S Plaid. So I'll certainly be scheduling service for that. And then it also says here, camera visibility can lead to increased attention monitoring sensitivity. And then upcoming improvements: overall smoothness and sentience, parking spot selection, and parking quality. So those are some of the FSD improvements here. Now, if we scroll down some more, it says we've got arrival options. So you can select whether you want the car to park in a parking lot, a street, or a driveway, or even curbside. So this is something I'll be fooling with very, very intently, as I mentioned already. And so let me just zoom out just a smidget so we can make sure that we get all of the whole screen for you to read. Okay. All right, right about there. Should be good. Okay. So let's see what else. What's the next thing? So arrival options. You can now select an arrival option such as parking lot, street, driveway, parking garage, and curbside for robo-taxi style drop-offs. Your preferences for arrival options and preferred parking positions are persisted for each destination. Our reasoning model will assess the suitable options for your destination and pick an intuitive default. So when you're setting your arrival, so if you don't go in here and set this manually, essentially the car's going to choose what is the best for you. So make sure when you enable FSD that you are making sure that what it's selecting is your preference. And if you don't like what it's doing, you can change that essentially. All right, the next thing we have here is speed profiles for self-driving. Let me just zoom out just a smidget so we can get all of this for you. Okay, so FSD will now determine the appropriate speed based on a mix of driver profile, speed limit, and surrounding traffic. It introduced new speed profile Sloth, which comes with lower speeds and more conservative lane selection than Chill. It also introduced new speed profile Mad Max, which comes with higher speeds and more frequent lane changes than Hurry. The driver profile now has a stronger impact on behavior. The more assertive the profile, the higher the max speed. The right scroll wheel up and down now adjusts speed profile settings rather than your precise max speed offset selection in miles per hour. So essentially just some changes here to the speed profiles. The next thing we have here is going to be some UI improvements. So you can now view your self-driving stats under Controls, Autopilot, Start Self-Driving, or sorry, that ends there. Start self-driving with a tap of the touchscreen from park or any time during your drive. Adjust settings like the speed profile and arrival options directly from the Autopilot visualization on the center display. The next thing here is brake confirm. So brake confirm for the start. Brake confirm for the start self-driving button is now defaulted off. When disabled, start self-driving will now require you to press and release the brake to confirm engagement. You can enable brake confirm in Autopilot brake confirm. And then it's got some more FSD supervised stuff here. It just says that under your supervision, FSD can drive your Tesla almost anywhere. It will start from a parked position, make lane changes, select forks to follow your navigation route, navigate around other vehicles and objects, make left and right turns, and park at your destination. You can add anyone to you authorize must use additional caution. You and anyone you authorize must use additional caution and remain attentive. It does not make your vehicle autonomous. Do not become complacent. FSD is enabled on your vehicle. To use the feature, press the Start Self-Driving button on the UI or press the right scroll wheel button once. You can disable FSD in Autopilot settings. All right, so that's essentially all we have in regards to the release notes. As I mentioned, I'm going to be testing the arrival options function quite a bit because before they added this in, FSD was doing a half-assed job in terms of parking. Like sometimes it would pull into my driveway and park, and sometimes it wouldn't. It would just park across the street on the curb when I was arriving home. So I have plans to test arrival options quite a bit. And I'm going to make some videos on it probably here within the next day or two. I just need to find about an hour of time where I can rearrange the cars and then, drive around the block and have the car parked. So that's what I'm planning for my next video. If you're interested in seeing how that works and how the arrival options functions work for my particular situation in my home with multiple cars and multiple parking spots, then definitely subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. You'll get a notification when we do have our anytime a video goes up. And I don't think we'll be doing too much live streaming on this channel, but if we do, you'll get notifications when we go live as well. But in the meantime, I hope you enjoy the video. Let me know if you have questions about any of the release notes, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.